Don't hurt me.
happening and it freaks me out.
Oh, it's stone gas, man.
Nobody watching just yet, though, but we are live. We just had some issues, technical issues.
Decided I'm gonna go to
unfiltered, concentrated heat. This is it.
This might be the last.
I've never seen
Look, you completely missed the point. Skull.
All right, it's over.
Over? 2020? But the masks and then the toilet paper and the locks and the lockdown and...
You're safe.
But I went out to the lake to get away from it all, but he was there too and he grabbed me and put me under the water.
Ma'am, we didn't find anyone else out on the lake.
Then he was... What's the date? Time travel's so lame. Damn Blumhouse movie. Game on.
Yeah, no, they canceled the whole NBA season. Now they've canceled like the NFL draft. And we're live. How was that for a little, maybe that was a teaser for something to come. I don't know. We'll see. How's everybody doing tonight? I am coming through loud and clear. We've got a really fun show planned for everybody tonight. So before we get into it, I want to direct everyone's attention over to our Patreon. We have got hours and hours of exclusive content over on the REGIONFREE Patreon. That link is in the description. So if you want to support the show a little bit more, that is the way to do it. All right, let's see who all is with me tonight. First up, Susan. How's it going, Susan?
Hey, thanks for having me, Piz. It's great. I am very excited. I think we got a lot of really juicy topics for tonight, so I'm really looking forward to it. A lot's going on.
We do. I can taste the juices are simmering. I can taste them.
Like I said before we went live, if I'm obnoxious, I'm sorry, but it's going to be fun.
Obnoxious is always fun to an extent, right?
Yeah. Got to keep it exciting.
There you go.
Always an adventure.
There you go. Also with me tonight, Christian. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Piz?
How are you doing?
I'm great. I just want to state it on the record. You know how in the intro music video for the show, when you're at the video store and you turn on and you go, if I ever run into you in real life, if I don't get that reaction, that exact reaction, I'll be very upset.
That's how I greet everyone. Like the TV sitcom opening.
Yeah.
I can just anticipate. Piz, what's up? Who are you? Dude, it's me, CHH. I don't, dude. I don't know you.
I wear a fake beard and like a nose appliance in public. I'm never recognized.
Oh boy.
So, yeah. Also with me tonight is Stone Gassman. What's up, Stone?
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. I wanted to open up, if you remember what Mel Gibson did in Lethal Weapon 2 when he waves to the bad guy on the video camera. He's like, but I'm looking forward to tonight's show. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is the first. You've been AWOL for a while, Stone.
Yeah, I've been busy working and writing. Yep.
Well, it's good to have you back, man.
Awesome.
Yeah. And also joining me tonight, we have got some actually making their region-free debut from the Dead Pit Radio, the innovators of Horror Talk Radio. I'm talking about none other than CK, the Creepy Kentuckian, and Uncle Bill. How's it going, fellas?
Doing good, man. How are you?
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, good to have you guys on the show. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, it's good to be on here. It's been a while. It was actually called another name. I don't know if we can say that, but
I had you
on here.
Yeah, you were on this. You were on an episode of the Sausage Factory way back when. So good to have you back, and Uncle Bill. Always a pleasure to see your beautiful face.
I know you've been waiting on the sexiness to come through like 3D.
Exactly. Listen, we might as well just do the whole show. I mean, we might as well just do the whole show with Uncle Bill's beautiful face. Right there. Let's do the whole show.
Jesus. I'm ready for it, man. One thing that is disturbing, the exact same poster, like right in your, like, as I do, and I'm just like, yeah, it's like twinsies.
Twinsies, exactly. There you go. Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's great to have you guys both on the show, and yeah, we should have a fun time tonight talking about a few different topics. First off, let's talk about the passing of Richard Donner at the ripe old age of 91. So many movies I grew up watching. I should say I came to be very familiar with Richard Donner's name because it kept popping up on so many movies that I loved growing up. Superman, The Goonies, Lethal Weapon. He was a producer on The Lost Boys, The Omen, so many other films. And just such a prodigious career and a very long life. What were some of your all's favorite Richard Donner films? Let me start with you, CK. What were some of your favorite Richard Donner films?
Well, anyone that knows me, from the age of probably about 6, 7 years old, right? Video stores back around that time frame. You know, you would buy a VCR from a video store and you get free rentals for like a year or whatever, one free rental per year. The Goonies was the movie. So I bet each week it was the Goonies for a while until my mom let me rent like horror movies and stuff like that. So definitely the Goonies. We were talking about this the other night. The Toy is another Richard Donner movie that's probably not politically correct nowadays. But man, that is a great movie. I love that movie, and that's another one that I watched over and over and over again. But the Goonies, I mean, it's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. For sure.
Definitely.
Very cool.
What about you, Uncle Bill? What are some of your favorite Richard Donner films?
I've probably watched Lethal Weapon. I don't even know. Like every single time it's on television, like I'll watch it. And did he do Lethal Weapon 2? I think he did.
He did. Yeah.
Okay, so
he did them all.
So I like Lethal Weapon 2 as much as I like Lethal Weapon, just because it's awful in a great way. It just, I don't know, there's something about that movie, diplomatic immunity. It's just, that whole thing is awful but great. So I would say any of the Lethal Weapon movies, would be my favorites. And like he said, I watched The Toy a million times when I was a kid. I know that's not something that anybody would probably want to admit to now, but you don't understand any of that stuff. You just understand Wonder Wheel and that whole thing about being able to get anything.
Wonder Wheel.
Yeah, you can get anything that you want, and as a kid, that's a great concept.
Oh yeah, yeah. What about you, Christian?
I'm looking at his filmography. He's the guy. I feel bad. I didn't realize he had done some of these greats. Like we talked about The Omen. Like we talked about, obviously, The Goonies. I'm a Lethal Weapon 2 guy. That's my favorite one. I'm just now seeing that he did a Stallone movie that I like. Him and Antonio. It's called Assassins, and I'm a big fan of that film. There's this great shot in the opening of that movie where Stallone has a guy in the swamp, and he's going to kill the guy because he's an assassin, and it's a really emotional scene. And yeah, that's really cool. I didn't realize that was him, but he went the distance. 91 by today's standards. That's going the distance still. So God bless him. It's not his stuff is immortalized, so it's not like he's ever really going to die.
Right.
So,
yeah. What about you, Stone? What were some of your favorite Richard Donner films?
I grew up watching Richard Donner's movies. I mean, Superman I saw a billion times as a kid. That entire series I watched religiously. Lady Hawk, a film that he made with Matthew Broderick in 1985. The Goonies, like you said, The Lethal Weapons, A Scrooge. All those movies I grew up with. But just real quick, I want to touch upon that, in the 60s before The Omen, he had directed a lot of television. I was going through his filmography and I'm looking at all these titles: Gilligan's Island, Perry Mason, Get Smart, The Fugitive, The Banana Splits Adventure Hour, Kojak, a Cannon. But I want to just real quick, and I'll be finished, is address 2 episodes, which I highly encourage anybody to check out. There was an anthology series in the 60s called Route 66 about these 2 guys just traveling on Route 66 and about their experiences along the way. He directed an episode of that called A Bridge Across 5 Days, which is excellent. But the real one, which I had completely forgotten until I rewatched it, he did 6 Twilight Zone episodes, and one of the ones that he did is one of the most famous, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, with William Shatner, where he's up in a plane. He had a mental breakdown in an airport rather recently, and he's flying again with his wife. He sees a gremlin on one of the wings of the plane, messing with the wing and getting in there and everything, and that was remade for the movie. Check out those episodes. I mean, very long, distinguished career. I mean, he was one of my favorite directors, and I was happy to watch all 4 Lethal Weapon movies again, because those are 3 is okay, but they're all fun. They're all fun.
Yeah. I totally forgot about Scrooged. He directed so much. I mean, I loved Scrooge. Yeah, Scrooge.
He did a little bit from each genre too. Really, he didn't stick to just one genre. It's kind of interesting.
Oh yeah.
What were some of your favorite Richard Donner films, Susan?
Oh, definitely The Goonies, obviously, and Scrooged. I would say that's probably my second most watched movie of his. And then my dad really loved the Lethal Weapon series, so the franchise, I should say. And so all the Lethal Weapon movies, like I have such good memories of, rewatching those with my dad and everything. So, I mean, really, I mean, just like you said, all of his movies are, I mean, Superman, I mean, those to me were like really, I don't know, very cool. So everything, I think didn't he do The Omen too or something? I think he did The Omen.
Yes,
I mean, just so many classics. So, I mean, you honestly, like, you can't go wrong. And then to find out that he did like one of my favorite episodes of Twilight Zone too, I mean, come on. That's amazing. I've watched that episode so many times.
Yeah. He was also an executive producer on Tales from the Crypt. So I just saw his name on everything growing up.
He was busy. He was very busy.
He's a busy man. Yeah, very busy man.
Something we were talking about on the show the last time we were talking about him. It's odd to me that he directed all of those different like blockbuster films and all those different genres, but he's not a guy to where if you just walked up to somebody like and said, do you know like who Richard Donner is or his films? Like most people wouldn't know, like a Spielberg or a George Lucas or something. Like if you just walked up and said, you know who Steven Spielberg is? Like pretty much 99% of people are going to. But for some reason, Donner just didn't become like a household name like that. I don't know.
Yeah. And I wonder, I mean, I don't know. Were his hits not big enough, or was he just not the kind of guy who was on the talk show circuit, or... I don't know.
I think it had to have something that you couldn't pin down his style. Like with Spielberg or like Lucas, like they had like a specific, I don't know, like theme or narrative or style that you could be like, okay, that's a movie. Like, but he did so many different things that, which I kind of admire that more than the other guys, that you can't really pin down what it was, like what his style was.
Yeah, exactly. And any director who can, give you a horror classic and a comedy classic and an action movie classic and all these genres. I mean, that's pretty remarkable,
Mm-hmm.
So
might have been the way to go that nobody knew who he was. He could go to the grocery if he wanted to.
Yeah.
He could go to the grocery store and then drive back to the Lethal Weapon 3 set and
get the best of both worlds.
He could leave his mansion and go to Waffle House at 2 a.m.
There you go. But definitely R.I.P. Richard Donner, gone but never forgotten, and just influenced so many people. And again, his name was on like every movie I loved growing up. So
everyone,
incredible, yeah. So. Well, let's move on and let's talk about some Blu-ray announcements, because we got some big Blu-ray announcements from Scream Factory here recently. Alone in the Dark is finally coming to Blu-ray. That one is long overdue.
It's been way too long.
Yes, absolutely. I don't think have they released the list of extras for that one yet? I don't think they have they? No, I don't think so.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. We got a new Elvira movie coming to Blu-ray. I know Susan's excited about that.
Yeah, right. Elvira's Haunted Hills.
There we go. Yeah. And we are getting Halloween 1 through 5 on 4K. Let me ask you. There's a lot of questions I wanna ask about these films, but who here is going to buy those? Is anybody here definitely going to put down the money for at least one of those 4Ks?
Oh yeah.
I'll get one.
Okay. Yeah. Which one are you going to get, Uncle Bill?
3. I mean, the only one, first of all, 3 is one of my favorite movies of all time. Second of all, it's the only one that looks halfway fucking decent, the cover art. And then thirdly, I've already got like Halloween in 4K, which I mean, I'm sure other people will get into, but I don't need another Halloween in 4K. I really don't. And I don't know. I feel really bad about talking as much shit about this as we have. But if you let me continue, I'll talk a lot of shit about it. Like,
let me come back around to you. Let me come back around to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which one are you going to pick up, CK?
More than likely Halloween 3. but I'm going to wait because I'm thinking that these releases, you know how some of the Scream Factory releases are in Walmart or whatever? I think that these are going to be some of those releases that'll be out in the store. So if you're just wanting the basic edition, I would hold out. I think that these are going to have a major price drop. Do not throw down $38 or whatever the hell it is on Scream Factory's website for the exact same releases that you bought 7 or 8 years ago, or whenever the hell it come out. It's new transfer, right? New transfer. I've been wanting to talk about this shit all day. I've been looking forward to it, but new transfer is all that you get on those. So if you already have the box set, I'm willing to bet the only ones that'll even look that good in 4K. We know that one looks good. We've already got it. We bought it for like $12 a couple of years ago when it came out. Yeah. 2 and 3 are going to look good. 4 and 5 are going to look like shit, and I'm predicting it right now. I mean, it's going to be a slight improvement over the. Y'all cracking me up.
No,
it's going to be a slight improvement over the Blu-ray, and I'm just throwing that out there right now. But we'll see when the reviews come out.
They did announce, didn't they say that this 4K is different from the other 4K that got it's a different transfer or whatever they do. It's not the exact same 4K that we got a couple years ago.
Listen, before we continue on with this, you don't get screeners from Scream Factory, do you? Because we don't anymore, because we said we were going to shit into a box. That's a whole other story.
Oh, my God.
But if you do, you should probably not continue along with this conversation.
Hey, I don't get screeners from Scream Factory, but they can throw one my
Just checking.
Hey, when you get a screener from Scream Factory, though, here's another thing, too. It is like they're handing you a fucking gold nugget. You're getting a free movie.
Hey,
right?
do you get
on your ass? They're on your ass like stink on shit to get that reviewed, and it better be a positive review, or they won't send you anything else, because that's what happened with us.
When you get a Scream Factory screener, they send you a replacement screener along with it.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That's kind of a must.
I don't get screeners from Scream Factory, and I would never want to censor anything that you say on the show. So feel free. Let me give a shout out here to Nico. Thank you for the $5 super chat, sir. Good evening, oh great ones. See you all in 30. All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Let me go back around because there's a lot more questions I want to ask about this release. Which ones are you going to buy, Susan?
I'm still deciding, but I would say like 1, 2, 3. I mean, 3 obviously, but 1 and 2, I don't know. I can just never resist knowing if there's a better version or what it's going to be like, or if it's going to have, And then they reel you in with the vinyls. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, you can for a little extra money, a lot more money. You can get all 5 of the 4Ks together with vinyls and either posters or pins. And I think the poster set is like $300 and the pin set is like $250, $270 or something like that. Yeah.
Well, if you do the bundle now, it will save you $5 if you were just buying them individually. So you could get a meal for the whole family at the dollar menu at Taco Bell or something like that instead of. Since they're being so generous with that $5 extra off for all those.
That's a hot and ready pizza at Little Caesars. That feeds the whole family.
Right.
Which ones are you going to pick up, Christian? Which ones?
I'm thinking about my answer.
He's doing the deep sigh.
I heard you.
He's doing the deep sigh.
I kind of feel like Big Daddy Kentucky's on the right path. Like they're gonna drop. I'm not pre-ordering nothing from Scream Factory yet. I want 3. It's one of, like Uncle Bill, that's one of my favorite movies, period. And I do think it's gonna look really damn good. I was really more upset that we didn't get 6 because I'm a 6 mark, and I would have liked to have had a 4K of 6.
Yeah.
But obviously, I get it. Harvey's in jail, and he's still stopping stuff from happening. But I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to take it I'm gonna figure it out when we get down that road. When they come out, I do think they'll be in Best Buy and stuff like that, and I'll figure it out. But I'm getting 3 without question. I'm getting Halloween 3.
Yeah.
So
I can definitely see these releases in Walmart around Halloween time for $25, maybe somewhere in that neighborhood.
they're gonna
20,
dip
25?
down a little bit.
Yeah, I think
They
so.
Because there's no way they're not printing a buttload of these. You know what I mean? Like they got to be making a ton of them.
Yeah,
I would
sure.
assume.
Yeah. Stone, are you planning on picking up any of the Halloween 4Ks or Alone in the Dark?
No, well, maybe Alone in the Dark. I got to rewatch it, but no, I am not going to bother with the Halloween 4Ks. I only have a couple of Halloween movies, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
If I'm going to pick up, I was kind of curious about 2 because I love part 2, but I don't know. 3 to me seems like the easiest one that I would fork my money over for. But I also love 4. So I don't know. Right now, I'm being very resistive to the Halloween 4Ks. As we get closer and closer to Halloween, though, I don't know. But I can definitely see myself maybe picking up part 3 at some point. Which leads me to my next question. And that is, we're all big horror fans here. We're Scream Factory and all the boutique labels, target audience. When do you say enough is enough when it comes to rebuying the same movies over and over again? Let me start with Christian. What do you think?
That's a question you have to ask yourself. Nobody's making you buy anything. If you don't want it, just don't buy it. It's that simple. Let them. Things get done because money gets. When sequels come out, it's because the first one made a lot of money, and if they make another one, it's because everybody went to see it. We're all guilty of saying, "Oh, this looks like crap." Candyman, for instance, or Halloween Kills. If you don't go see it, don't support it then. If you don't want it, just don't buy it. Nobody's making you buy it. Everybody has the right to voice their opinions on how crappy the art is, or this is a ripoff. And I'm not saying nobody's wrong. I'm not saying anybody's wrong at all, of course. Just stop buying it then. That's simple. That's what I think about it. Don't buy it.
Okay.
Vote with your dollar.
Right. Voting with your wallet is definitely what sends the message. But Susan, I know you're a big Halloween fan. I'm sure you probably have the box set. I'm sure you've probably got the Halloween 4K already. You may have the Halloween 2 and 3 Steelbooks. Do you want another edition of Halloween 2 and 3 or Halloween?
Well, here's the thing. Like what Christian said, it's made money for them before, so they're going to keep doing it until it doesn't make money for them anymore. If they are providing something that is better, more interesting, a lot of extras, something else to give it value, then I don't have a problem with that. But if we're just going to keep slapping a different cover on the same thing over and over and over, then me personally, I'm not a completist. I'm like, if I have it on a good 4K, I'm good. Like, I don't need 12 different covers of the same thing. So when it comes to that kind of thing, then I agree with Christian. It's like, if you don't want it, then don't buy it. It's, they're still going to make it if it's making money for them. When it's not, they'll stop. That's, it's kind of an evolving cycle with everything. I mean, that's kind of how everything works, but for me personally, if the quality of the film is the same over and over, and there's nothing substantial, like there's not new commentary with, exciting people that I really want to hear their thoughts on what happened or whatever. If it's just literally the same version of the film, the same transfer over and over with different cover art, I can look at the cover art scrolling online. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
If I could add something
it depends
really quick.
on the version.
Yeah.
Sure.
If I could add something really quick, Halloween is a weird animal too.
Mm-hmm.
What new special What new special features are they going to give us? Oh, a new commentary with John Carpenter. Well, what has he not said? New Jamie Lee Curtis interview. What has she not said?
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Wallace. What has he not said? This is a weird animal too. It's like nothing new. Of course, there's nothing new on these 4Ks. What else? What do we not know? We know everything.
I know one thing they could include.
What's that?
I mean, there's the. I mean,
So if you
Don
go
May
back and
has,
listen to,
go ahead.
go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say Don May has got footage that nobody's ever seen from Halloween. Yeah, like behind the scenes footage and cut scenes and stuff that nobody's ever seen. Well, very few people have seen.
Yeah,
That
you
could go
you
on.
put that in, I'll buy that. I'll buy that right now. With that, you want to give me that?
Well, that's the
special
thing. Like,
extra stuff that we
that's
haven't
interesting
seen?
because I think Don May was the one trying to get the deal for the dude that actually owns the print, and Malik Akkad seemed to not have any interest in it, which I thought was strange. But you would think Scream Factory, if they want to open up their wallets, they could get a deal in there to have it on one of their releases, but they just don't want to open up their wallets.
It seems like now. It seems like now would be the perfect time because I mean you've definitely hit on something, Christian. What more can be said about any of the Halloween movies? We everybody knows everything about them, but here's actual footage that no one's ever seen. Let's throw that on a release. That could be a bigger selling point to a lot of people than the 4K.
And Don May has actually seen it, and he said it's in pristine condition. It's amazing. It's alternate cuts, behind the scenes, stuff like that. So they could even put together, if it's hours of footage, like he said, they could put together a new documentary on it. The Unseen Halloween or something like that.
Yeah. Well, and there was that footage from Halloween 5 that people had been saying, it's out there. It's it was supposed to come out years ago, but it never did. That could be something that could be a big selling point for people also. This Halloween 5 footage that is never seen.
Wasn't there some special features from the H2O DVD that never surfaced? Like they're on the back of the DVD, but they're not on the disc. And they've never been on any release that I'm aware of. I think it was some sort of behind the scenes footage, commentary, stuff like that.
Steve Miner commentary. I think I got on the box set, if I'm not mistaken. I never bought the box set, unfortunately. No, okay.
So I don't know.
Got missing in action then.
I can't remember. I
can't either.
I'm lucky enough to watch H2O just one time without the commentary. So
Damn. Fire at will.
Thank you, Scatterbrain, for the $1.99 super chat. Does this open the door for Friday the 13th 4Ks next year? I would not be surprised.
I will be so sad, though. I mean, I'll be sad for myself and anyone else who has the box set.
I just hope somebody tells me before that happens so I can sell the box sets, like before anybody finds out.
Can we get this on eBay real quick?
I've got 5 of them.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Well,
well, see, that's the thing, though. Scream Factory could have done that last year. They could have done the first 4 in 4K last year. And that's what should have been done, I mean, in my opinion. So they had the first 4 ready in 4K. They could have done that, but we'll probably get them either tomorrow or next year.
I don't.
We'll get 1 through 4, right? We'll get 1 through 4 on 4K because they were
Yeah.
able to scan those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, also, don't you guys think it is a little confusing because of the fact that there are still some people that still are like DVD people, then you've got Blu-ray, then you've got 4K. You know what I mean? There's just such a meshing of the different formats that I feel like I think they're like also just throwing it all out there. Like, okay, we didn't get this person on this release.
Yeah, they're throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. Is what they're doing.
It's because of the property, Susan. You're not going to see Elvira, the Arrow video that came out. You're not going to see that movie hit 4K. Elvira Missions. That it's because of these properties, and I think that's what aggravates a lot of fans so much. It's like, why are you doing this to me? Stop it! Like I just saved up to get my car fixed. Why? And people like they feel bad if they don't buy it. Like I see the way people react about this stuff. It tugs on their heartstrings sometimes. I get it. it is a business, and they're gonna milk it because of these franchises that touch so many people's hearts. It's dirty, but that's the name of the game, and
But you
they're
see,
gonna do it.
that to me is kind of the counterpoint to what you were saying earlier, like about the idea of just don't buy it. And I agreed with that for a long time, and then I started going to conventions, and then I started meeting like a lot of people that are into horror films, and a lot of the people that are into horror films are like obsessively. And I'm not saying I'm not, because I am. I mean, like mental illness, obsessively, like into film, and they know that. They know that, and they target those people with these fucking vinyls and enamel pin sets and all this shit, and that stuff. It's like they have to have it. Like there's some sort of compulsion to buy it that almost borders on like OCD kind of stuff. And so, on one way, I agree with what you said earlier, which is if you don't want it, then don't buy it. On the other hand, I don't think some of these people can help it. Like,
right, that's what I was getting at, Uncle Bill. You're totally right. That's what I was trying. That's why this whole thing is so messy with these fandoms and stuff, because I do feel that way. Stop. Just don't buy it. Get yourself self-control and don't buy it. But it's hard for a lot of people because of these franchises and stuff. It's a mess, is what I was getting at. At the end of the day, it's sticky for a lot of these people.
Let me ask CK and Uncle Bill, because I know they both have enormous physical media collections, and I'm sure you guys own probably 10 different editions of all the Halloween films. When is enough for you guys? When's enough for you, Bill?
Back how many ever years it was that they put out the boomstick edition of Army of Darkness, I was like, you know what? They're really just trying to screw everybody over. And at that point, I was like, I'm not buying any more fucking editions of Evil Dead. Like, I don't care what comes out. And I'm starting to get the same way about Friday the 13th and Halloween. It's like I'm good. Like, somewhere you got to draw a line in the sand, or they're going to keep coming out with this stuff. It'll never end. Like, they're going to come out with something like it'll have air fresheners in it, or it'll have like a special edition like butcher knife. It'll be something. There'll be another set. There'll be a box set. It won't end. You've got to stop at some point. So that's when is it enough? When you see the same edition of something come out like 4 or 5 different times, I think that's a good indication it's time to stop.
What do you think, Wes?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know if I would even have the Halloween box set right now if I didn't get it for $25 on TCM Shop back in the day. I don't think I would have bought it. I don't know if you remember that. They had it mispriced or whatever.
I do remember that, yeah.
For a day or two.
What the hell?
Yeah, everybody's like, shit.
Son of a gun.
What's funny is that whole...
he does that stuff all the time.
Christian probably doesn't know this, but like they refunded everybody, right? They refunded everybody their $25, but some people still got the box sets, and me and Uncle Bill were 2 of those people. So we basically got it for free, and we kind of made a video. But it's on YouTube if you want to. We were gloating about it back in the day. That's kind of what we do. But I just think like, the Halloween movies. I honestly, and maybe I'm wrong on this, I do not think the first movie is going to look any better. It's probably going to have something wrong with it. It'll probably be, they'll have a replacement disc program for at least 2 or 3 of those that come out. 4 and 5, I love 4. 5's terrible. I hate 5. But like, either one. Oh, 5 is terrible. 5 is bad. Seriously,
you're making Piz mad.
The stuttering kid, man. And what? Yeah. Anyway, though, the way those movies are filmed, I would be shocked if it was that much of an improvement at all over the Blu-ray. That's just me, because they're low budget movies. I just can't see it. I don't know.
Yeah. I love the first 6 Halloween movies, and I think it's great that there is an audience for these 4Ks. And I'm glad that they're coming out, and so that those people can own them. I just don't know if I need them on 4K. I've got the box set. The box set looks fantastic. maybe, like I said, maybe 3 on 4K. But DJ mentioned earlier that it's an addiction, and I agree. Physical media collection can be an addiction, and I've felt that pull toward. I don't know if you guys last year, the Friday the 13th, Paramount released Friday the 13th in a Steelbook for like $12, and my justification for buying it was it's just $12. I didn't need it. I've got literally no room for it, but it's Friday the 13th in a Steelbook, and it's $12, and I love Friday the 13th. And okay,
do you think Paramount will finish those? I think they'll get like
they better
maybe to 4.
I gotta wait till I'm 40 to get my Jason Takes Manhattan, but damn it, I better get it.
I will buy every one of those.
Up to 4.
Yeah,
they'll definitely do up to 4. No doubt about that.
Yeah. So if they do 5, I'm pretty sure they're going to do at least the Paramount 8.
If they do 5, then they'll do the rest of the 8, no doubt.
Yeah.
I feel kind of bad about talking like this because on the one hand, like I can completely see the reasons for buying these. Like I can see why anybody who is a big fan of horror films would want to buy these. It's just having been through this shit as many times as I have at this point, I don't think I can do it anymore. Like there has to come a time when you're just like, it's just exploitive. It just is. Like to me, like this was the one where I was like, and I probably would have bought the Halloween box set if it was like $168 or whatever. But to me, when I saw these, especially when I saw the covers, because I know it doesn't mean a lot to anybody, but it just seems like they were so rushed in the way that they were done that I was just like, they're just trying to get as much money out of this shit as they can before the whole physical media thing kind of like goes away and the streaming stuff like takes over. It's just what it seems like to me.
Well, and don't you think also they're trying to beat Halloween Kills? Do you know what I mean? Like
they're definitely
riding the hype train. They're riding the hype train because everybody's already got Halloween on the brain because of Halloween Kills. Right. So they're trying to take advantage of the opportunity there.
But at the same time, like if you buy these, like God bless, like I don't really care. I just feel like to me it was too much. But I can completely see for other people.
Yeah, like it was just a little too soon. Like again, just like you said, it's great. That's fine. If you want to get it, if you don't, whatever somebody wants to do is great. But they could have, I think, kind of held off a little bit and added more. You know what I mean? Kind of gone a little deeper to make it a little bit more advantageous. I mean, because a lot of times when people want like the lithograph or whatever the case may be, that's the kind of thing that will make them jump over the fence to go ahead and buy another copy of it when they already have it on 4K or whatever. So I just think they could have.
I would have been a little bit more accepting of it if they would have spread those out a little bit. So
yeah,
don't even release 1 again. 1 doesn't need to come out again. 2 and 3 in September. And then 4 and 5 in October. I would be more likely to get them if they're spread out. I mean, probably not, but maybe. Because that's a lot of money to throw down for movies that you already have.
Well, and then let's just wait until after this comes out and it's all done, like limited edition for the bundle or whatever. And the pin set, I think, is only with the full thing. How much that pin set is going to end up going for later. Like sometimes I'm like, people, if you collect like that, like just go ahead. But I mean,
and I feel like that's true though, because I'm willing to bet you could spend $300 on that, buy it, resell that pin set, and probably like either the vinyl or the poster, and you could pay for the entire set. It's like it's just
people did.
That hassle.
That's what people did with the Friday the 13th box set. They bought the box set and then sold the poster and the lithograph on eBay and basically got what they put out of the exactly.
That's like, so many people, like when I would go to Dark Delicacies, I mean, pre-COVID, I still love Dark Delicacies. They're there. If you're in the area or even online, go and check them out. They're awesome. But when they would do signings, sometimes you'd see people and they had like 17 of something. And I'm like, yeah, you're going to hang those all on your wall? Okay. That kind of, so I think people,
I love what I love what Nico said in the chat earlier. He said his last words are going to be, but the Jason Takes Manhattan Steelbook is coming out next week. I was going to say about Halloween also, the only thing I'll buy Halloween related if it ever comes out is the Rob Zombie Halloween 2 4-hour documentary about how much the Weinsteins totally screwed with that production.
You'll never see it.
I want that.
You might now.
It's not gonna happen.
I'm going to start a petition.
It's done, though, right? It's
I'm gonna
finished.
start a petition.
It's in a vault locked away. Yeah.
Well,
Somebody has to
Susan, you mentioned something, Susan, about how they're putting these out to coincide with the release of Halloween Kills. Well, what are they going to put out to coincide with the release of Halloween Ends? The rest of the series? But see now that the Weinstein Company's gone, all the different titles have gone to all these different companies that I'm guessing Scream Factory don't have licensing deals with anymore. So, or maybe they'll try and get licensing deals for next year. I don't know, but I think that's a big reason why we're only getting 1 through 5 instead of the rest of the series now.
Yeah. You know, Piz, like as an Elm Street fanatic, this just sucks. Everybody keeps getting all these goddamn releases, and Elm Street I'm just stuck with that crappy ass little pissant Blu-ray set, double disc bullshit. You know, come on, for God's sake.
You might be getting it. Your wish might come true.
Yeah. Freddy's dead.
I want it. Freddy's not dead.
He's dead.
He's not dead. He's
I
not.
mean, the coolest box set of Nightmare on Elm Street was still DVD. What does that tell you?
Yeah, it was.
The badass box set, which I have. You know, I mean, why can't we have that? But please, if they're smart, they will not release it right now on the heels of Halloween, because a lot of people who like Halloween like Nightmare on Elm Street and vice versa. So if they want to capitalize on the money, I'm trying to say my wallet cannot take it right now. I want it, but I can't do it yet. You got to hold off. Wait for me.
I'm not sure what's going on, but like all these companies are dumping everything that they've got like in the attic right now. Like it's like anything we've been working on, I guess it's to, I don't know why it would be like, why they wouldn't wait until closer to Halloween, but so much crap has come out in the last week and so much other crap is going to come out in the next week that I'm not sure what's going on, but every physical media boutique Blu-ray thing is just like, here it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
They want our money, and they want it. They want that.
They do.
They want that.
Yeah, I think Scream Factory's got some tough competition too. Like that's the thing. If there wasn't so much other cool stuff coming out,
you know, I was going to say, here's the thought too, Piz. Tell me if I'm wrong. Do you also think that part of the reason they keep retreading a lot of these movies is because at this point, Scream Factory is scraping the barrel to find anything? When you got Vinegar Syndrome, who was literally putting out anything that had camera footage, Severin.
That's right.
You know, I love Vinegar Syndrome, but that is fucking totally true.
I mean, I do too. Like, I think it's awesome, but God knows I refuse to blind buy anything. I have to watch Piz review this or that or whatever, because if it was on location with the camera, they will put it out. They have no problem putting it out.
I mean, they had a killer sale. They've got a ton of stuff in the works. So I mean, they're rolling. Severin is rolling. Synapse is going to be dropping the Kindred soon, and those Demons 4Ks. Vestron Video's kind of back in the game finally, and they're dropping stuff. So I mean, if you are a physical media collector, your wallet is hurting.
It's bumping. It's bumping.
Yeah, your wallet's hurting.
But how much longer can that last? You know, all this stuff has been put out so much. Scream Factory has to be begging for mercy. I mean, like they have to.
I don't know. Are
they going to start dipping in the 2000s? They're going to have to eventually, right?
There's still a lot of movies out there that haven't made the jump. I mean, Garrett and I were talking about that last night on our stream. There's still a lot of movies that haven't made the jump, and there's still a lot of stuff out there. So
it's weird because
bidding war now.
It's like it reminds me of the way that people make movies. It parallels that. Like they take the known thing, the thing they know people are going to go to, and they just remake or sequel the hell out of it. And it's the same thing with these Blu-rays or 4Ks. It's like, what's the thing we know is going to sell? And we'll just do some other edition of it and put something else in it. And we'll, But then on the opposite side, you've got like the Roger Corman, which is Vinegar Syndrome, which is like, we don't care if you know any of this crap. We're just going to put out stuff you have no idea about. And then people bought it. Like that stuff sells out like quicker than anything. Yeah. So, I mean, there's definitely a market for either or, really.
And they're smart too, because they only do a few thousand for this release, a few thousand for that release. So they kind of look at, okay, this is a movie that is not that good, nobody's heard about it, we're going to put it out, we're going to give it a great transfer and extras, but let's only make 1,000 copies to kind of cover our butts. So yeah. Now Scatterbrain asks a good question here, and thank you for the $1.99 super chat again there, Scatterbrain. What movie do you guys own the most of?
Halloween for me.
Halloween for me.
Halloween. I got so many copies of it. Like, it's strange. Like, I have VHS. I don't even own a VCR. Lots. Halloween. Yeah.
Halloween 3 for me, actually.
I think it's
who, me?
Stone. What about you?
Breakdown. Kurt Russell. I got 3 copies of that.
Oh, okay.
Good movie.
Damn.
What about you, CK?
If you want to be specific, I would say probably Halloween 6, believe it or not. I think that I have a laser disc, 2 VHS copies, 2 different DVDs, and 2 different Blu-rays, I think. Yeah.
Wow. Cool. What about you, Uncle Bill?
I think at this point it's honestly Dawn of the Dead, because the 4K that came out, and then I had like the original DVD, and then I had the Blu-ray that's out of print now. I had the VHS tape. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Dawn of the Dead.
I'm surprised nobody said Evil Dead or Dirty Dancing. I mean, come on.
Evil Dead is probably my second. That's probably
Evil Dead was the first movie, thanks to Anchor Bay, that I said enough is enough, and that was way back in the DVD era, because they just kept pumping that thing out on DVD.
Right. Well, you had a lot of chances to get copies of Evil Dead. So
yes. At one point, I said I got like the one with the Necronomicon edition, and I was like, I'm done. I'm never touching Evil Dead ever again.
So interesting thing though about Evil Dead. And it's, I don't know where. I know Stone's in New York City, so it probably was never like that in New York City. When I was a kid growing up, I did not think that Evil Dead 1 exists. I could not find Evil Dead 1 on VHS. Evil Dead 2 was everywhere, right? So it wasn't until Anchor Bay released the VHS tapes in like the late 90s that I actually watched Evil Dead 1. So it was not always as easy to get, at least here. And we had some pretty obscure, all mom and pop stores here in Eastern Kentucky. It had stuff like Make Them Die Slowly and The Forest and, some pretty obscure stuff on VHS back then, but no Evil Dead 1 anywhere.
Damn.
It was difficult to get, I think, in around the time Evil Dead 2's release for some odd reason. I don't think it got a lot of VHS releases before that. I think Anchor Bay is what really pushed it out there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that happened a lot. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, for me, the movie that I own the most of, physical media wise, would either be Halloween, because I've got VHS, I've got 2 or 3 DVDs, I've got 2 or 3 Blu-rays, I've got, the 4K. So Halloween is way up there. And Friday the 13th Part 5. I've got VHS, I've got laser, I've got DVD, I've got a couple of different Blu-rays, or more than a couple of different Blu-rays. So yeah, it's one of those two.
You guys, Scatterbrain said that if they had a Nightmare on Elm Street set, that they should include Freddy's Nightmares. And I'm like, oh my God, that would be amazing.
I think so too.
Yeah, that's like the last thing that hasn't been
amazing.
released yet. Yeah.
I think the problem with those are, I just don't think they can do anything to make those things look better. I think they're just going to look like crap. But still, put them out there.
I'll take it.
People will buy them, though. People will buy them.
I don't know if there's rights issues with that. I don't know. But
a lot of those old TV shows too. Like I was talking to Michael Felcher about this. Like Tales from the Dark Side, the DVDs of those look awful. Like they look, they're really bad if you watch them now. So that show in particular, I'm not sure about Freddy's Dead, but it was shot on film, but it was edited in video. So if they really wanted to, well, if the material's still there, some of those shows like that could get remastered, but it would take a lot of time and money.
I think the Nightmare on Elm Street TV series, they must have shot that on video, because they look about like they were shot on video.
But see, if
I
they
don't know.
edit it on video, it's probably going to look like that, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. Yeah.
Somebody can
Come
look
on,
that
Freddie.
up, maybe.
I need my Freddie. This is bull.
What do you
Freddie
guys think
4K.
of? What do you guys think about the social media presence known as Dawn of the Discs? You guys fans of Dawn of the Discs?
They're doing what they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like what?
I retweet them from time to time. I mean, them and Kino Lorber, I love retweeting all their stuff. Yeah.
Here,
Well,
sorry, go ahead.
Well,
I was gonna.
Dawn of the Discs. I can tell you this: none of the boutique labels, all of the boutique labels, hate Dawn of the Discs.
I'm sure.
Why?
Because they are scooping all of their upcoming releases. They have got, and I think really what they do, I don't think they have moles. I think they have people who feed them information. But really, I think they just keep a close eye on social media, because there's always talk of, if a director posts on social media that he's looking for the negative of his old film, well, why is he looking for it other than if they're going to make a new transfer of it? Or an actor will say, hey guys, I just got interviewed for the upcoming Friday the 13th box set long before Scream Factory announces it.
Right.
So I think they just keep a close eye on social media too, but boutique labels hate Dawn of the Discs.
Let me ask a question. Is it as simple as these boutique labels are putting all the money, time, and effort into it, so they want to be the ones to say, hey guys, look what we got? Is that what it really boils down
Yes,
to?
it's 100% that. They want to have all the kids around the campfire so they can fucking reveal it, and they don't want anybody else in the party. Like, they don't, and I still can't figure that out. Like, why is that a big deal? Okay, and the only thing else I'll say that really pissed me off is the guy from Scream Factory who made a comment. He said something like, this fanboy group is posting this stuff and yada, yada, yada. First of all, I hate the word fanboy in any context, because it's completely like demeaning to anybody that's a true fan of the genre. But secondly, like, who do they think is buying this stuff? Like, the people that are buying their stuff are the people that are on that group.
Exactly.
So they're basically just saying, you bunch of idiots that are also buying our stuff. Like,
well, they did. Somebody from Scream Factory did a DMCA takedown of one of their posts on, I don't know if it was on Instagram or Facebook. I think it was on Instagram. So, yeah.
I thought that was a sign of weakness. I mean, you can't acknowledge those guys. I mean, you can't acknowledge them. Like, I don't see Severin doing that, or
they're not necessarily doing anything wrong, because they're not committing a crime. And another thing that they do too, I'm sure, is these labels send out the information to Amazon and all the online retailers. So the online retailers make their little pre-order pages. That's how it gets out too. So Dawn of the Disc they're not committing a crime. Somebody told me any legitimate journalist is going to be able to have sources, and every legitimate journalist scoops things. It's not a big deal. It's not libel unless it's a lie, and it's not a lie unless they're making it up, and clearly they're not. So I mean,
well, they had spoiled the whole Halloween thing, right? According to that asshole at Scream Factory, Jeff Nelson, calling you out, buddy. But at the same time, when they officially announced it, it shut their servers down. There was people so excited about it. I mean, you couldn't get on the website for an hour or two when it was announced. So evidently it didn't hurt them one bit. It helped them, if anything. And that's what Dawn of the Disc does. They promote your product for free. And they've got I don't know how many thousands of followers they have on Facebook. And they're posting all this stuff on all social media. So if you're pissed about it, you don't want it to happen, look at how it's getting out and stop it that way.
Yeah. And I don't think they're making any kind of money off of their social media presences, but I don't know. They're controversial.
It's a weird hill for Scream Factory to die on.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed very unprofessional. To me, it did seem unprofessional to acknowledge that. I mean, you're a business that provides a product. Why are you worried about a guy on the internet who's looking up this Canadian Blu-ray store, apparently, that listed your movies? You have another bone to pick, Scream Factory.
Christian, another thing, too. This is the same company that called the customers when they sent them the wrong Nightbreed edition and asked them to send it back, and they would get what was like a $10 credit, Piz, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And this is a multi-million-dollar company. This is not I don't consider Scream Factory a boutique label. The guys that own Scream Factory are multi-millionaires. Shout Factory. So, if Vinegar Syndrome screwed up like that, I could guarantee you that you would be keeping that edition. And they would probably still give you a $10 gift certificate for sending you the better edition, just because that's how they do business,
Mm-hmm.
For instance, Uncle Bill, tell them about what you got from Scream Factory when they messed your order up.
Yeah,
Not Scream Factory, Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah, I've never got anything from Scream Factory except a hard time. But when I recently did the halfway to Black Friday thing, and I bought the everything in the package, and then I did another order, and basically the short summary of it is they messed up and combined the wrong things in the first order and didn't put everything together for my second order. And I emailed them and been like, hey, like, you left out these 2 Blu-rays. And they were like, oh, that was our mistake. Like, we kind of messed up because so many people ordered stuff. So we're just going to send you like your entire other second order, even though we've already like sent you half of that in the first order, rather than just sending you the 2 things that were missing from it. So I got doubles of 2 or 3 different box sets from Vinegar Syndrome just because they were like, hey, it's our mistake. Like, here's the rest of the stuff anyway. Now, you tell me if Scream Factory's going to do that shit. No, they're going to be like, can you send it back to us? And then, like...
Yeah, send the entire thing back.
Yeah.
That's like, too, when they have all those recalls and stuff, right? Whenever there's a recall from, like, Arrow, if you order it directly from Arrow or Vinegar Syndrome or whatever, it's already ready and sent out to you, right? Scream Factory, they'd never have done that.
Yeah, it's just completely different. Like, and I hate to rag so much on Scream Factory because I know like a lot of people love them, but like having dealt with like almost every boutique Blu-ray company in ordering things one way or another, like they're not in my top 5. I'll put it that way when it comes to anything customer service or anything like that related.
Yeah, can I ask you guys something on the customer service Scream Factory? Since we're just I'm just keep playing while it goes down. Anyway, but I know it takes a minute. Titanic. Anyway, okay. So my question is this: I noticed online Scream Factory used to, in pre-order status, if somebody was pre-ordering, they used to. If you were using a credit or a debit card, they would wait until it ships out to charge your card, because technically that's how it's supposed to work with like physical retail or whatever. They only charged PayPal at the time for whatever PayPal reasoning there was, right? But now, apparently, when you pre-order, even if it doesn't come out for 6 months, they're charging your credit or debit card today. I just wondered, I don't notice that with any other companies. Have you guys, and do you know why that is or anything? Am I just in the dark here? I don't know. I just noticed that it's a little different, especially when we're talking about people looking at potentially ordering, numerous things. People are going to pick and choose, Halloween 3 or 4 and 5 or 1 and 2 or whatever. And that sort of thing. Or maybe they're going to go for the whole entire thing, or one of those little, it's like Jenga trying to figure out which thing. But it just makes me wonder why they would do that, when I feel like if they waited until they were shipping to charge, that they would probably get more pre-orders than charging at the moment. Because if they spring that release on you with hardly any forewarning, and you don't have it. I just feel like maybe they're cutting.
Yeah.
I just feel like maybe they're losing out on some of their potential revenue.
I know I've pre-ordered a lot of stuff from Scream Factory, but it seems like they've charged immediately for all of it. I don't remember.
They used to. I mean, I'm going back a couple of years, but I've ordered from them, periodically for a long time now. So I've just noticed that, and I just haven't ever noticed another company switching and doing that charge immediately and then mail it to you way later. Even with places where you're talking about like collectible figures or stuff like that, I haven't noticed them actually hit a card until something is actually being prepared to ship. So I just found it unusual, so I wanted to ask. I know it's probably just really.
No, it's a great question. No, it's a great question. I honestly have no idea. And I had noticed it, but not really paid that much attention to it. But I don't know why they would be. And you're right; they're like one of the only companies that does that.
Are they trying to foot the production bill for specifically when you think about Halloween? It's like. You almost think they would want the money as soon as they can to start footing the production, because they haven't started printing and making the 4Ks or anything yet, right? I don't assume they haven't. I mean, Friday the 13th, we found out about that extra stuff from 2, a couple weeks, and that let me know that they hadn't printed anything yet. That's probably when they rushed it and they screwed everything up. But
you're talking about the old Roger Corman. Let me sell the rights to a movie I've not done yet in Europe, and then I'll take that money and make the movie.
You know what I'm saying? I wonder. Maybe they're trying to foot some of this They try to foot the production costs on some of these pre-orders. I mean that in my mind that makes sense.
That's probably not far from the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why they got to have those vinyls in there to make that money.
They got to
that $300 sale.
It's so cheap to produce, I bet.
I just thought it was unusual compared to the other boutique. Well, I mean, like we said, they're not really boutique, but I just thought it was unusual compared to the way the others, just do business.
Yeah.
Whenever I use PayPal, it seems like it's always immediate, but I can't remember.
PayPal has their thing, so that's always that way. But I just meant if you're going in and purchasing something. I don't know. It's just something weird I noticed and way too detailed. I don't know. I just thought it seemed like they were cutting off some of their potential, impulse buys, especially that kind of thing.
I do know occasionally the studios will have packaging made way before the discs are finished. So when we had Don May Jr. on the show a couple weeks ago, he's already got the packaging and everything for the Kindred done. He showed it in the video. So, and it's probably been done for a while, right? But he has check discs and all that to go over to finalize, make sure everything's good on that. So I don't know if it's the same way with Scream Factory or how that works, but
I'm so ready for that Kindred to come out. I've got Synapse Blu-rays from 4 years ago with promo little booklets inside, and the Kindred's on it. I'm like, when the hell is this damn movie coming out?
2018, I think. Yeah.
The story behind that was actually amazing. I was like, that's been the Chinese democracy of Blu-rays. It's never coming out for 10 years. But the story about that was awesome. He told the story, and it was basically just there was a court case. The guy that owned it was involved in some sort of court case where somebody had sold the rights to it without him knowing that they sold the rights to it. It had to go to court, and the court drug on for so long that's where you get to the point where we're at now before they could make any kind of decision about who actually has the rights, and they could put it out. Wow.
If that's the case, you're never getting another Friday movie, because if a damn little bastard in a baby bottle worm monster alien took that long, Jason's going to take 74 years.
Maybe. I don't know. Since we're talking about all this physical media, let's check in with Garrett from Born to Be Rad for his newest Rad Report. Here we go.
Rad Report. What's up, everybody? Garrett back here and interrupting your regularly scheduled program to bring the new edition of the Rad Report, where I go through all the physical media news and releases in the next coming weeks. It's been a crazy last 2 weeks in physical media land when it comes to new releases being dropped, pre-orders, news, So I'm going to try my best to kind of run through all this stuff because I'm sure that you guys are talking about all this stuff on Region Free. So I'm just going to kind of keep it out there and let you know what is coming. All right, so this week, the big one for me is this beautiful Steelbook limited edition of Howard the Duck in 4K. Look at this thing. This thing is sweet. Steelbook embossed. That artwork is killer. And again, Howard the Duck, I know how it is. You can love it, you hate it. It's always been a staple in my childhood, so it's definitely cool for me. So Howard the Duck is the big one for me this week. And I know MVD is also re-releasing The House on Sorority Row and Mortuary. So make sure to check those out if you didn't grab them from, I believe, Scorpion on their first run. All right, so next week, a couple of releases is the new Mortal Kombat is coming out. I haven't seen it yet, but I know a lot of people gave it praise. So that one does come out next week. Also, Almost Famous comes out in 4K, along with House of Wax by Scream Factory. Now on to the news and some pre-orders that are dropped. Again, I talked about this last night on my stream with Piz. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out. But we kind of talk about all these boutique labels and all these labels in this community that we're a part of. It almost seems like they're trying to one-up each other with these drops and releases and news, because it seems like everybody's dropping things lately, and it's even hard to keep up with these pre-orders. So I'm going to run through them really quick, but the big ones were from Scream Factory, where they're announcing 1 through 5 of Halloween is coming to 4K. Again, it's cool. I already own Halloween on 4K. I don't know what difference this one is going to be than the one I currently have. The one I have looks great. I don't know if there's a different transfer than that. I don't know if they went back and did it again. I have no idea what this release is going to be that differentiates from the one I already have. Halloween 2 and 3 are the ones I'm looking forward to the most. But at the same time, it's like I already own Halloween 2 and 3 times from Scream Factory. And am I going to get these again for the 4K? I'm going to say probably, but I shouldn't. And 4 and 5 on 4K as well, which I'm not really sure about yet personally. But again, if you don't have the box set, this is definitely a way to get 1 through 5, and you get it on the new 4K. But the only thing is there's no new special features as far as I know added. But a big one for me from Scream Factory was they announced that Alone in the Dark is going to be finally coming out on Blu-ray. I talk about this movie all the time. Definitely deserved an upgrade, and it finally has one. So I am definitely pre-ordering Alone in the Dark. They also announced Elvira's Haunted Hills is coming to a collector's edition Blu-ray. Synapse has announced that they're doing their own 4K box set for Demons 1 and 2. Also, we've got word that Nothing But Trouble and Near Dark are also going to get Blu-ray and 4K treatments. Arrow also announced that they're doing Children of the Corn 4K, also a Children of the Corn box set with parts 2 and 3. Death Screams is coming out from Arrow as well on a Blu-ray. And a couple editions of Legend is being released in a cool box set from Arrow. Severin dropped 4 new titles. We've got Drop Dead Fred, which has been long out of print for a long time. Again, it's crazy to me that they're getting these titles over at Severin, like Overboard and Drop Dead Fred. I think it's super cool. It's weird, but it's cool. Fourth Victim, Day of Judgment, and Midnight are hitting Severin pre-orders now. The Thing and The Howling are both coming to 4K. I'm super excited about those. 2 of my favorite movies finally hitting UHD. All right, I know there's a little bit more to talk about, but I just wanted to get into the big titles because I know, like I said, you guys are going to be talking about that stuff tonight. Thank you guys for checking me out. Make sure to go check out the live stream I did with Piz last night. And now get back to watching the rest of Region Free.
Thank you for that, Garrett. Yes. Go check out Garrett's channel, Born to Be Rad, and check out the live stream that we did last night over on my channel. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, and Garrett also just reminded me there's other physical media releases that I'm going to have to pick up here soon. So, there's just so much coming out. I'm excited for Alone in the Dark, like I mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Definitely want to, although Near Dark's not going to be a 4K, I heard, because they can't find original elements. So is it going to be, or no, maybe that was The Hitcher. I think that was The Hitcher.
I think Near Dark is 4K.
Yeah. Near Dark is going to be 4K, but The Hitcher from Second Sight is only going to be a Blu-ray, is what I hear now. And the Demons 2 set from Synapse, I'm sure those are going to look great. And I know over at Diabolic DVD, they've got us like a deal. You can get both of them together, like in the set for like $50 or something. Is that right? Was it 50 or 60? I don't remember.
50, yeah, 54.99, I think.
And I mean that's not bad.
That's pretty good.
Demons 1 and 2 I want to get because I love those, and I'm glad I waited. The Arrow set is gorgeous, but I was like, I'm just gonna wait for Synapse because I love Synapse. It's probably my favorite boutique label, so I'm happy I waited. I'm gonna grab their 4K set.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna pick up House of Wax from Scream Factory. It's been a long time since I've seen that one. I remember it being pretty good, so I'll check that one out. Yeah, any of those releases you guys are looking forward to? I know Stone, you seemed really hyped for Howard the Duck in 4K.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge Howard the Duck fan. I've even interviewed director Willard Hike and Gloria Katz, the late Gloria Katz, about 10 years ago about another film. But when I told them I loved Howard the Duck, I mean they were very, very pleased that there were fans out there and that not everybody hates it. So I think they were appreciative of that. Although I asked them, so when is Universal going to release a DVD? And they asked me, oh, they haven't done it yet? And I said, no. And you know what Willard Hike said? He said, oh, man, we better talk to George about that.
He pulled out his phone right there and called George Lucas up.
I thought George disowned it. But anyway.
Any of those upcoming titles interest UCK or Uncle Bill?
Yeah, I like the Severin releases that are coming out, especially Midnight, because that's one that a lot of hardcores have been kind of clamoring for a while. I think it's an uncut version, which hasn't been out before. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure if Garrett mentioned these, but Arrow's got some cool stuff coming out, including Children of the Corn in 4K.
He did mention that.
That one up.
Yeah. He did mention that, and the box set with like 2 and 3. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah,
I gotta say,
I'm hoping at some point Vinegar Syndrome will do the whole corny affair. That's what I'm hoping for. With all the Children of the Corn, 1 through 18 or whatever it is.
The corny set.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
like a corn.
Be a bag of popcorn with it. They'll charge you $15 for the bag of popcorn.
Popcorn, candy corn, all kinds of corn.
And the whole set should come inside a great big ear of corn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And you
shuck it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if Scream Factory got it,
oh god,
we would have like a model set of like corn stalks. It would be like the He Who Walked Behind the Rose box set. So you'd have that. You would have a little record with it. But unfortunately, Scream Factory doesn't have that one.
Little ear of corn pin.
And were there any of those upcoming releases jump out to you, Uncle Bill?
Yeah, the Thing 4K. Like, if there's any film I can think of that would look amazing on 4K, it'd probably be The Thing. So I would definitely get that one.
Hell yeah.
What about you, Christian?
Oh, Nothing But Trouble is one of the greatest, worst movies ever made. I love that movie so much. I tell people you have to see Nothing But Trouble to believe it, especially with the cast it has. It's remarkable. Dan Aykroyd is a madman.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the best performances that nobody ever talks about. It's his performance, like spiders through a birthday cake, like all that stuff he's saying, like those. It's infinitely quotable movie.
The hot dog train, woo, and they gotta grab the mustard for the. It's insanity.
Yeah,
John Candy is money on that movie.
Mm-hmm.
He wants Chevy Chase to marry his daughter, played by John Candy, and Chevy Chase is like, well, she is kind of special in her own way. And Dan Aykroyd, as the judge, says, you'll never have car trouble.
It's so entertaining. So entertaining. I couldn't believe it the first time I was watching it. I was like, oh my God, Demi Moore, Chevy Chase is in this?
Christian,
what is this? Tupac is in it,
Christian, tell him about the Bone Stripper.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, this movie, in some ways, I think it's kind of like a horror film. I mean, there is murder in this film.
Mm-hmm.
People died. There's bones everywhere. There's more bones in this movie than House Without Corpses.
there's an alternate cut of the movie, right? And that's not coming out yet, though. Is that correct?
My fingers are crossed, but I doubt it.
Okay.
The Volca, whatever. Like Dan's probably got his contraption cut somewhere locked in his vault in his mansion. Somewhere.
Watching Dan Aykroyd as that character eat that hot dog is pretty horrific.
It's
pretty
horrific. It's literally body horror. Literally.
There you go. Yeah.
The subtle part from that movie, Piz, that I love so much is when like Chevy's making fun of him at the stand, and John Candy's like, "You need to stop," and then Demi's trying to be like, "No, we think you're very sweet," and he goes, "Do you?" That look he gives to me for a split second. Oh, you really do? Yeah, Jan Aykroyd is a genius. He is one of my favorite comedians. That guy is so brilliant. I can't wait for that.
One of my favorite things about that movie too is where he's got the obsession with bankers, and he's telling him what he does, and he goes, "You're a banker."
Financial
report. That's the double banker. Banker. That's the double death.
Great stuff. I can't wait. I've been begging for that, so I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, that's cool. Any of those upcoming releases you're going to get, Susan, aside from the Elvira?
Definitely The Thing. Definitely The Thing. I'm intrigued by Children of the Corn and the Demons and Demons 2 set. So, yeah.
Very cool. Well, Stone, I understand you've got a couple of things you want to talk about. You've got the floor, sir.
Usually I do like to do Blu-ray reviews. I'm going to do something a little different this time because, just real quick, Nico in the chat asked earlier if I had any intel on Kino Lorber releasing The Spider-Woman Strikes Back and Mystery or Secret of the Blue Room. They are both going to be released on October 19th by Kino Lorber. But today I wanted to talk about, I finally managed to go back out to the movie theater about 2 months ago. I went to go see The Warriors at the Alamo Draft House in New York. Never seen it before, so it was quite the experience. And I thought to myself, you know what? I looked at whatever else is playing. I only managed to get like another Black Widow ticket for a brunch one morning. But I was thinking, you know what? I need to look in the next 6 months. I need to go and see what movies are coming out. I made a short list, and yes, it is a short list, I assure you. And I wanted to share with it all of you and then get your reactions or opinions on this. Is there any of these you're interested in and seeing for the next 6 months for the rest of the year? But starting out, opening very soon is Paul Verhoeven's nunsploitation epic Benedetta, which I'm absolutely looking forward to. I'm ready for the controversy at Cannes when it opens up there in a few days. But that's number one on my list right now. But I also have, in the coming month, I have James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, Rodo Sayagi's Don't Breathe 2, which is co-written and co-produced by the original director, Fede Alvarez. Yes. There is a movie coming out very soon, written and directed by Lisa Joy. I believe this is her very first film, called Reminiscence. Yeah. Written and directed by Lisa Joy. The premise being that Hugh Jackman is a rugged and solitary veteran living in the near future Miami, flooded by rising seas. Is an expert in dangerous occupation. He offers clients the chance to relive any memory they desire, and his life changes when he meets a mysterious young woman named May, played by Rebecca Ferguson from Dr. Sleep. That's coming out. After that, of course, we have Nia DaCosta's Candyman, which I'm sure some of you are definitely interested in. James Wan's Malignant. Venom, Let There Be Carnage, which is a sequel to the Venom movie that came out a couple years ago. I didn't get a chance to see it, unfortunately. James Bond's No Time to Die will finally be released in theaters on October 8th of this year. I'm sure a lot of you have given up on that already, but look, the title song just won the Golden Globe or a Grammy or something, so momentum has been building for it. Now, October 15th is going to be interesting because, as all of you know, that day we're going to get Halloween Kills. And the only reason why I'm seeing Halloween Kills is because they're bringing back Kyle Richards. I've tweeted that already. I'm leaving it at that. But if you're into some counter programming and said, nah, I'm not going to bother with Halloween this year, that same day we're going to get Ridley Scott's The Last Duel, starring Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Adam Driver. In 14th century France, Knight Jean de Carouge and his squire Jacques Legris are ordered to fight to the death after Carouge accuses Legris of raping his wife. So if you want an alternative to Halloween Kills, check out Ridley Scott's The Last Duel. October 22nd, we have, on the same day, we have 3 movies, all of which I plan on seeing probably that same weekend. Villeneuve's Dune, the new adaptation of Dune. Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho, which I did not regret watching that trailer, by the way. After seeing that trailer, I got just enough out of it where I said, you know what, I can't wait to watch this now. And then finally, Jackass 4, but unfortunately there's some controversy that I read about that, so I don't want to say anything more about it. In November, we're having Scott Cooper's Antlers, Ghostbusters Afterlife, Top Gun Maverick, which, serving 6 years in the Navy, I have no interest in seeing that whatsoever. Ridley Scott has 2 huge movies this year. The second one being House of Gucci. The film, set in 1995, depicts the events and aftermath of the murder of Maurizio Gucci, Italian businessman and head of the fashion house Gucci, by his ex-wife Patrizia Reggiani or whatever, played by Lady Gaga. I'm almost done. Finally, we have, much later in December, we have Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, which, if I am not mistaken, is the very first one in the series that doesn't have Paul Anderson and Villa Jovovich headlining it. Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, Spider-Man No Way Home, The King's Man, which is the 3rd film in the Kingsman Secret Service series, and Matrix 4. And finally, last but not least, I would like to mention that Guillermo del Toro's brand new film is coming out in December, and it's called Nightmare Alley, about a carny worker who, grifts people and everything, and eventually becomes a geek himself. The 1947 version, starring Tyrone Power, just hit Criterion. It is considered one of the quintessential film noirs. I was only able to watch it once, but there is this awesome sequence where they have to convince a man that his wife, who's been dead, is still alive and that he can see her. And that Tyrone Power actually brings her, somebody's playing the wife, obviously, but into this massive forest scene, which is surreal and stimulating in all the best ways. This is one of the greatest noirs I've ever seen. And I know Guillermo del Toro is a huge fan of the book as well as this original movie. I highly recommend you all check that out. But of all the films coming out in the next 6 months, are there any you're interested in that you're definitely going to see in the theaters or whatnot? I'm very interested in hearing what your reaction to that list is.
For me, I can't say I'm looking forward to it necessarily, but Jeremy is dying to see Candyman, so we will see Candyman.
Okay.
Halloween Kills, Antlers. I've been looking forward to Antlers for seems like 6 years, so I'm glad it's finally coming out.
Yes.
And anything Guillermo del Toro does, I'll probably go see. So, Nightmare Alley.
Susan?
Oh, definitely Halloween Kills, obviously. Candyman and Nightmare Alley. I mean, Guillermo del Toro is amazing, so everything that he does to me is a must at least see it once.
You looking forward to any of those, Christian?
Certainly Ghostbusters Afterlife, because I'm a really big Ghostbusters fan. I just can't wait to see I can't wait to see Ghostbusters in a theater again. Whether I end up loving the movie or not, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But I'm really excited because I'm a mark. Love Ghostbusters, so that's my. I was so bummed out that I got delayed, and now I got to wait till November. But I'm the journey is so much fun for me. Like I've been traveling to Targets to get the Ghostbusters cereal, and I got a box I put in my Ghostbusters shrine in my other room, so I'm keeping that, and so the journey's been fun. I've been buying a lot of those old school Kenner toys that they've put out. I've got a lot of those, so Ghostbusters Afterlife is what I'm the most excited for.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see that one too. So I forgot that one. I'm sure we'll see that one too.
Same here too.
Hey,
I think that one's bound to be a disappointment, though. I mean, I just can't see. Like it's like all those other movies that they finally made sequels to. Like, didn't they finally do a Dumb and Dumber sequel, and it was freaking terrible? And I mean, I mean, that's just what I'm thinking. I'm thinking everybody's going to be disappointed in that, but maybe I'm wrong. I hope for Christian's sake that I'm wrong.
Like I said, the journey is just as fun as the destination. That's why I'm really enjoying getting all the cool merchandise and the old school toys and stuff. Yeah. But it can't be worse than the 2016 movie.
Well, I want to hear what you say first before I taint my memories. Since you're more of a super fan, like, you tell me, like, is it worth seeing then afterwards, or will it be sad?
I like Paul Rudd. Cheers to Paul Rudd.
Yes, Paul Rudd.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, Christian, we should get some Ecto Cooler from eBay, and then get Dan Aykroyd's Crystal Head Skull Vodka.
Yeah,
and we should have Ghost Benders while we do an audio commentary for the 2016 movie.
That'd be great. I do have some Ecto Cooler. My wife managed to get me a couple cans. Like, one day I'll show you. I'll have to take pictures of my shrine. I've got like old NECA Stay Puffs and stuff. I mean, I love Ghostbusters. It's one of my secret obsessions.
The Crystal Skull, the Crystal Skull vodka is much better than the Ecto Cooler. Trust me.
You could mix the two, maybe.
I know you could.
Yeah.
The Ecto Cooler, unless they changed it when the 2016 movie came, I got some Ecto Cooler and I was like, this is. I walked down memory lane. I took a big swig and I was like, yeah, this sucks. This doesn't taste anything like I remember. So maybe less sugar or whatever harmful toxic chemical they put in it back in the 80s. They took it out, and it doesn't taste good. So, any of those movies you guys are looking forward to? CK or UB?
I mean, for both of us, really, we only have one movie theater within driving distance. It's like maybe 35 minutes away.
It's so true.
So,
wow.
What?
I mean, there's like Halloween Kills. I'll definitely probably make the trip to go see that one. Possibly Candyman. I'm not sure if many of these other ones will even be in those, the Riverfield 10 theater. So, Ridley Scott movies, I would just wait and see those at home because, they're like 3.5, 4 hours long usually. My ass can't take sitting in a theater that long. But like, Don't Breathe. I remember the original Don't Breathe was kind of surprisingly good. I was kind of impressed with that one. So eventually I'll check that one out. What else was I tried to write some of these down because I don't have good memory. But James Wan's stuff's usually always pretty good. Malignant, is that going to be like a thriller or horror movie, something like that?
I think it's a horror movie. Yeah. Let's see. 2021 film.
So I'm definitely interested in that.
There's no information on it, but sorry. Yeah.
I'm just piggybacking off what he was saying. Like, we used to have 3 movie theaters. Now we have 1 after COVID, and so we have to be, I guess, picky about what we're going to watch or what they're going to show even too. I would say they'll have like some of those bigger names. They'll probably have the James Wan. They'll definitely have the Ghostbusters one. They'll definitely have like the Halloween and the Candyman one. So we'll get to see all those. Some of the other ones though, we'll probably never get to see unless we drive 2 hours out of the way or something like that. Yeah, I mean it's rough. We're in Appalachia.
I'll tell you what, the wildest ones though. Like we're literally in the middle of fucking nowhere. So,
but you probably have clean air.
Though.
You probably have clean air there, though, right?
No.
I was trying to think of a positive.
This is coal country, you know. It's
They've
not
accepted
clean.
their fate. He is the champion. He's accepted it. He's not going.
I'll tell you though, like back in the day, oddly enough, me and Uncle Bill, they showed this up the Pikeville Theater we're talking about. That's the only one that's still open. We saw High Tension in the movie theater, so that was kind of shocking that they played that one up there. So, but usually it's only the most mainstream of mainstream releases up there at that theater. So,
Yeah. R.I.P. the Strand Twin.
Seriously, yeah.
So
our film, when we played Poltergeist, it's another Poltergeist curse. We was playing these 35 millimeter midnight movies down there for like maybe 6 months before they closed. The Poltergeist movie was the final film that played at the MAC, or at the Strand.
Wow.
And get this, the first reel of Poltergeist, it was a twin theater, so there was two different projectors. It blew up the first projector. The first projector was toast. And the first reel of Poltergeist. So there is a curse with that movie. I definitely believe that.
Okay, did you ever see the movie Porno? It's not a porno.
I've seen plenty. Yeah, I've seen plenty.
Don't even get him started.
He said he has no theaters and nothing to do, Susan.
No, it doesn't.
Especially since the internet got real good down here, access to plenty of that stuff.
I know what you're talking about, Susan. It's on Shudder, right?
Yeah, it's a horror movie called Porno, but it's about these people. They work in a movie theater and they show this movie. And when they show the movie, like basically it's kind of like a paranormal possession type vibe, like Poltergeist or whatever. And when they put that in there, it like starts to, do all these terrible things. And I was just like, oh my God, it's like that movie. That's terrible.
I can confirm. I drove quite a few miles to see Poltergeist when it was re-released in theaters for its 25th anniversary, and about half of the picture was chopped off.
Why?
Yeah, I'm convinced now that movie is cursed, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
You know what, though? I'm glad that, because, especially, I'm sure in New York City, there's plenty of 35 millimeter theaters left. But in this area here, in the Appalachia or anywhere in Kentucky, really, they're all digital, I think. But back in the day, man, for like Scarefest, Fright Night Film Fest, and all that, we got to see a lot of killer shit in 35 millimeter.
Saw Suspiria, Friday the 13th, Halloween.
Actually,
Jesus, there was.
There's one print that I still own. It's of Madman, which is one of my favorite slasher movies of all time.
Amen.
And we got to play that one at Georgetown Drive-In in Indiana for the Fright Night Film Fest one year. And Madman was actually there signing autographs and stuff when it went on. So it was, great memories with that sort of thing. And I think like now, because we've talked about doing some screenings and stuff, but you're playing a Blu-ray now. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same.
Not the same. I want to relive my 1990 experience of seeing Ernest Goes to Jail in 35 millimeter.
Nice. Just a couple of more things I wanted to cover tonight. Has anybody seen Fear Street? I keep hearing people. I don't know how many people recommend Fear Street to me. Yeah. Has anybody seen it? Uncle Bill, you're nodding your head.
I watched it last night, and amazingly, I was like, as I was watching, I was thinking to myself, is this supposed to be an R.L. Stine book? Like, this is a really graphic and amazingly, like, well done for an R.L. Stine book. Like, I don't know why I was expecting it to be like Goosebumps or something, but it's 100% not, and really good.
Yeah, Fear Street was like for the older, like, teen audience, right? Wasn't that the difference?
I missed the whole R.L. Stine thing by about 10 years or something, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you saw it and you liked it?
I loved it. And there's actually, I think, doesn't the other one come out tomorrow? Somebody was telling me that. Yeah, the 1978.
Friday.
Yeah.
Is this on Shudder or where is this?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix.
Oh, yeah. Netflix. Okay.
I literally have it queued up in the other room on the TV to watch it tonight. But I'm behind. I haven't seen the first one. The second one, or no, didn't the second one come out today or tomorrow?
Comes tomorrow, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm about to watch it, but everyone has said good things. I haven't seen
Yeah.
anything where anyone has said anything bad.
I haven't heard anything even remotely negative. What'd you think? of it, Chris?
I was surprised because it was Netflix, because I don't recall seeing a whole lot of really great horror from Netflix. Granted, I haven't seen everything. I saw something called like The Bushes or something, some Stephen King thing where I was like, okay, this movie's not going to be them going up the side of the road and getting lost in the bushes. And then 15 minutes, they were lost in the bushes. I'm like, no. Then, of course, before that was Bird Box, and everybody flipped their lid because Sandra Bullock did a horror movie. Overhyped. So I went into this like, man, this looks like it should be on Shudder. And then I watched the movie and I was like, wow, this is a much darker shade of gray. I don't want to spoil it, and I won't. I was like, wow, this is a much darker shade of gray than I was expecting. Can't wait for part 2. Can't wait to watch it tomorrow. Very excited. Please go out of your way to check it out. Add it to the top of your list.
Cool. I may check it out after we wrap up here. Cool. And one other thing. Has anybody seen Till Death, this new horror flick with Megan Fox in it? I'm hearing good things about it, too. No? No?
Nope.
I've heard good things, but I've not had a chance to check it out.
You hear
just
things?
yet. I hear things. I hear good things.
I had a thing or two about a thing or two in that movie. It told me things, you know. That's
Well,
some Joel A. Shapiro stuff.
Go ahead, Stone.
Oh, I wanted to respond to somebody in the chat. Robert Long and Scatterbrain. If you go to beanearnestfilm.com, they are making a documentary right now as we speak about Ernest P. Worrell and Jim Barney called The Importance of Being Earnest. And I can't think of a better title than that. Yeah, they are making a documentary right now all about Jim Varney and Ernest P. Worrell. So it's coming. It's coming.
Listen, like in this area, that guy was like Elvis back in the 80s. Like, I don't know if people ever really realize like how popular that was, but people would have lost their shit.
His
hosted
grave is...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
His grave is in Lexington, which is about a couple hours from us. And still to this day, I mean, you'll see... they'll put little tokens and stuff by his grave and pictures and VHS tapes and all kinds of stuff. So definitely a beloved, still to this day, character.
I always say I'm going to go. I intend to go, but I never do. I do need to go to his grave because Jeremy would like that too because he loves Ernest. So it'd be a fun little road trip. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I had on the agenda for tonight. And very, very lively discussion.
We didn't mention the big announcement for tomorrow, though. I don't know if you saw this. Well, according to Jesse Nelson from Diabolic DVD, there is a major box set, Blu-ray disc possibly, baby, coming out tomorrow that could be the release of the year. It's going to be pricey. That's kind of the only clue that he gave us. So, Scream Factory, they could strike again. Friday the 13th box set, Nightmare on Elm Street box set. It'll probably end up being something that really sucks. But I thought that was interesting.
Don't get my hopes up, damn it.
Posted that on Twitter. He's hopping it up. He's getting everybody hyped for it. So,
well, if it is Scream Factory, will they ban Diabolic DVD from selling their stuff since he's announcing it early?
Well, he didn't really get
probably.
He just said it was. See, that's what leads
me
to believe it's Scream Factory. Is he was already talking about it was going to be very expensive. So that leads me to believe
it's hardcore.
It's coming from those assholes.
Something tells me people aren't going to be hopping for that as much as they will be hopping for Peter Rabbit 2.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course not.
Yeah, just run into the Goodwill and get that for $1. So
I just wanted to cost you much. Piz, I just wanted to say really quick, I've known you for a long time now because I've watched your channel for many years, and it's been great being able to do these shows and everything with you. And I would hear about Dead Pit all the time, and I'm the generation after you. So I just want to say it's really cool to finally do a show with legends, because I hear about you guys all the time. From Jay, Piz. I mean, when I hear about Dead Pit, I hear like no, everybody tells me, oh, Christian, no, these were the guys. These were the guys. And these people say it sincerely. So it's an honor. And I plan, like I said, I wanted to get you guys on my channel and interview you guys, and I've watched y'all's documentary, which I saw on YouTube. I hope you don't mind. I don't know if I needed to buy it or not. I didn't know if I could, but the documentary's on YouTube.
Yeah, you can send $2 to Kelly Mark.
One to you and one to him. But yeah. I want to get you. I want to push my generation to you guys because I think it's important. It's important to do that because, you know, people my age. I don't know a lot of people my age that know Dead Pit, but you guys are innovators and legends in this. So I just want to say it's an honor. But I told Piz, I was like, please reach out to the Kentuckian. Get him on the show. Get him on the show, man. Please. I just want to say it's really awesome that you guys are here doing this. So
cool. Well, yeah, I mean, we appreciate the invite for sure. And I've known Piz forever, right? So long that whenever Piz used to call in, we do call-ins every Thursday night right around this time. Oh. And Uncle Bill always called him. You remember what you called him, Uncle Bill?
Pizza Well.
Never could figure out how to pronounce his name.
That's how it's fucking spelled, all right? It's spelled Pizza Well.
Well, let me give you guys some history. A little walk down memory lane here. Dead Pit was really my intro to the entire YouTube landscape because I first heard of Dead Pit through, I think it was the website Arrow in the Head. They had cited you guys for some, I don't even remember what the news article was, but
Monster Squad probably. That was
it might have been, I'm not sure, but I was like, the creepy Kentuckian. Well, I'm from Kentucky. Let me see what these guys are up to. And I was like, okay, so these are two Kentucky people like me who love horror. And at the time, I really, my social network from nobody was a horror fan but me. So from discovering them, then their website, that led to their YouTube channel, that led to people like Raiho, B Junior, Jay the Stingray, and that is really how I started my channel because I was like, okay, these people are pretty cool. I'm going to start my channel and start shooting the bull about horror movies. And I had no idea how big YouTube it was even at that time, and it's 10 times bigger now. But Dead Pit was really my intro to kind of a whole new world, to be honest. Exactly. So that was 2007, 2008. That was a long time ago.
Amazing.
So,
that's back when you could really put anything on YouTube, and they were so like no content at that point that, I mean, it would get 30, 40,000 views, and now it's just everything is flooded. But yeah, I mean, back then people were just catching on to what you could do. It's weird too because like Dead Pit had the message boards, which message boards were a thing of the past, but that's where everybody met and talked about films and stuff like that at that time. Now it's like Facebook groups and different platforms, but it's the same thing. Like, I don't think that any of this stuff really died. It just shifted from like one thing to another,
one platform to another.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, and it was just the product of us being completely bored. Like we were saying earlier, it was like, there's nothing to do in this town. So it kind of evolved into something that got way too big, really too fast, and we kind of got burnt out on it, I think, was the big thing. So we took some time off from it, and it's a little bit easier to do this sort of thing now. I don't have to worry about editing a fucking show. Like, that was the worst thing, was editing the show every week. I'm not a fan of that. So I like the live shows and the fact that everything's kind of,
Yeah. Well, one of the big reasons you guys had to take all that time off was Uncle Bill did a stretch in the pen, of course, and
methamphetamine.
And he had 87 babies. You can hear him.
So Uncle Bill spent his time making babies in the off time, So.
Oh yeah.
Like my children, like methamphetamine.
But
it's a joke. I don't really like methamphetamine.
that's kind of how everything started for me, was through the Dead Pit fellas. So, yeah. Well,
Pizza
let's go.
Well.
Let's
Pizza Well. And that was legit.
That
was legit. I really thought that's what you like how you pronounced it. That wasn't a joke.
Yeah. Oh,
but anyway, I would.
We've been trying to track down Cody LL. I want him to do a midweek obliteration with me, but I have no clue. You remember Cody LL, right? I mean, he was kind of
vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, he was like a Rain Man, right? He would call in and like, let's talk about Freddy's dead. His favorite movie. But yeah, I'm trying to, like, when I'm doing the midweek shows and stuff, is like touch base with some of these people that were there back in the day. You know, I mean, it's kind of nostalgia for me now at this point too.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Well, let's call it a night there. We've had a fun show. We've talked about a lot. It's been a lot of fun. Let me do some shout outs here. Something's messed up with YouTube Studio. They're not showing the super chats. They weren't showing them last night either. But I know Scatterbrain sent a couple of super chats, so thank you for that, Scatterbrain. And our buddy Nico sent a super chat, so thank you for that, sir. Let's see who's still with us tonight. There's Orc in the chat. Orc, he's somebody who's been around for a long time.
Old school, yep.
Old school. There's Nico, Joe Bob Tarheel. There's Garrett, Born to be Rad, in the chat. Jay the Stingray. Media Dude 95, Geek Room JS, Bombastic Reviews, that's Jonathan. Wander This World 97, Greg Caldwell, Robert Long. So yeah, what can we expect in the future from the Dead Pit YouTube channel, guys?
This Sunday we're talking more about Scream Factory. Me and Garrett, Uncle Bill, I don't know if he's going to join in or not, but we're going through Scream Factory stuff year by year. And mainly these shows, believe it or not, they're kind of positive. Nightbreed isn't until the third year, though, so that one's we'll talk about that one.
So it all goes downhill.
Oh, man.
And we're doing podcast versions of our live shows. We're going to have the podcast version of our roundtable show with Christian and Justin Beam. Work with Scream Factory, and Brad Henderson, who you talked to as well. That's going to be on tomorrow's podcast, so you can find that anywhere you get podcast, baby. Podbean, Podpickle, StreamYard,
awesome.
whatever the hell, yeah. Not StreamYard. Wherever you get podcasts, it's late.
Wherever podcasts are available, it is there.
Stitcher, Spotify. Here you go.
Susan, I know, Susan, you've recently posted a couple of things over on your channel. What's going on over there?
Yeah, I took a little sabbatical from YouTube because, kind of like CK was saying, I got a little burnout, and life was happening, and so I took a little break. But now I'm back. I did a Halloween Kills trailer reaction because Michael Myers will always unearth me. So I did that, and then yesterday I think I released a Halloween Kills trailer breakdown video, and then I also opened up the Trick or Treat Studios 1/6 scale Michael Myers on that because that was some footage I already had, so I threw that on. And so I'm going to try to do videos every Monday with an alternate day being Friday. So Monday and Friday, or Monday, but if it doesn't work or something, Friday. I don't know. That's what the people spoke. So so Monday it is. But yeah, so that's what's going on for me.
All right. Very cool. What's going on your channel, Christian?
I'm sure I'll be doing some more movie reviews, physical media stuff, and I'm thinking tomorrow is going to be reading Bad and Funny Shudder reviews, Volume 2. I had a really good time doing that before, and that went over well. So I'm probably going to do more of that because there are some hilarious reviews. If you go to the Shudder comment section, you can spend an hour just reading the stuff people say about these movies. So that's probably what tomorrow is going to be.
Okay, cool. What's going on with you, Stone? Any new live commentaries in the future?
Yeah, I was going to say I wanted to thank Susan again for joining me for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory a couple weeks ago. That was an awesome commentary, and I wanted to. Oh, it was a blast! It was a total blast. But The next one I'm doing, my next 50th anniversary audio commentary, I'm very, very excited. On Monday, July 19th, at 11 p.m., I will be doing a 50th anniversary audio commentary for Ken Russell's The Devils. And yes, I will be reading from Aldous Huxley's Devils of Loudun. And hopefully Susan and hopefully anybody else can join me who would like to join me for The Devils. I've honestly have never seen it before, and when I get the DVD in the mail, it will be my first time watching it. So I'm very excited because I've heard a lot about this, and of course the controversy being that Warner Brothers is suppressing it for some reason. Guillermo del Toro is a big fan. He wrote an article, came out in the Hollywood Reporter years ago, blasting Warner Brothers for that. So, but I'm definitely looking forward to crossing off The Devils off my horror list. So, Monday, July 19th at 11 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh,
I'm excited for it. Thanks for having me, Stone. I'm super excited. I've never seen it yet either, so it'll be fun.
Oh, wonderful.
That's awesome. I have got Andrew Divoff on my channel on the 22nd of this month to talk about his career. I do have a couple of I asked during a live stream a ways back about who would you guys like to see on my channel, and there was a number of people mentioned one particular actor turned director, and I recently got his personal email address, so I will be reaching out to him very soon. That'll be a very cool stream, I'm sure, and got a couple other irons on the fire too, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Got a ton of reviews coming out very soon and some other fun stuff, so keep your eyes peeled for all that goodness. But Susan, thank you for joining me tonight. Always a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me, Piz. I always have so much fun. You guys are the best. Tonight was so much fun.
Christian, always.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Stone, good to have you back.
Yes, and please be sure to check out Piz's review he posted earlier today on Lake Mungo. I'm a huge Lake Mungo fan, and need to get that second sight Blu-ray. So,
yeah, really nice release. Really nice release. And Uncle Bill, CK, thank you guys again. It was a blast.
Thank you, Pizza Will.
He was ready. He was ready to fire that one off.
I had that in it was in the chamber. I was ready. He's gonna come around.
That's gonna stick, Piz. That's gonna stick.
That's what people have been calling me all these years. It's like Pizzowell.
So
there you go. All right. Well, again, thank you all for tuning in. This has been a lot of fun. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Peace.